Hello, everyone. Uh, Welcome to the final episode of season 2 of The Last Fairy Tale, uh, where we're gonna find out if our motley can save Constantinople from being sacked
We can do it.
and
Maybe.
change the world, change history.
How
So
close
One
did we
person at
get
a
last
time.
time?
I'm sorry.
How close did we get last time when I missed the episode?
Well, the motley went on a scavenger hunt throughout the city, uh, retrieving the relics and bones of several important people. And so, to refresh my memory, have you handed them over to the Venetians yet?
Think they were going there, and then we were going to go tell. We told the one guy that that's what we're doing. So get ready.
Yeah. All right. So you gathered the bones of Constantine the Great, Saint Theodora, Saint Euphemia, and the skull of Saint George. Which might or might not be what they say they are. But you did hand them off to your Venetians?
I'm pretty sure we did. And then we
Okay.
went because Skull of St. George was in the library where Mykoff
Hmm.
used to be, and so we were going to go tell Mykoff what was going on, and then it wasn't Mykoff; it was like a French guy,
Yes.
and he was not very helpful.
Okay. Cool. So is there anything that anyone wants to get accomplished before we dive in?
I have one thing that I want to get accomplished, and
Yes.
that's that my cat would like to have taken the time to have told the person that she keeps calling Empress Theodora that there's a person in the laundry that would be a very good idea to put somewhere safe and make sure they have some ways out of the city. Just saying, just saying.
Okay. That's cool. I'm gonna make a note for that because.
And if all else fails, my character's final goal will probably to go rescue the kitchen full of hunters. Because that can possibly go wrong.
Okay. So, oh, there's a pauper. Oh, she wants to play too. Pretty dog. All right. So, to set the scene a little bit, it is a couple weeks after uh you have handed it over. Uh, as of last game, you found out that the Crusaders who had left Venice ended up sacking a sort of city in the middle called Zara, and the Pope excommunicated everyone. So that's a big deal. Uh, and now the Crusaders are here. Uh, there are a couple fleets of ships. They're not in the harbor, but they're just off a little bit in the distance. There are other armies which have camped outside the walls of Constantinople. And uh, so Alexios, your friend Alexios, the one you sprung from the cisterns, he's there. And he has made it pretty clear that he's here to be restored to power. That is what he wants. That's what he's here for. And he has struck a deal with the Crusaders that he will force the leader of the Greek church to kneel to the Pope in Rome, which is huge. And a lot of people have very strong feelings about how that might go. So, uh, as you sort of go about your business through the city, uh, it seems like the people are divided. Uh, some people think that Alexios deserves to be on the throne, because after all, his father was deposed. So the current Alexi has no right to rule. Uh, and you get the feeling that this argument would have a lot more weight if not for the fact that Alexius has been deeply invested in doing good works, because someone influenced him very strongly to be good.
Interesting.
All right.
All right. And so, as sort of a representation of this, you come across just two men in a busy plaza in the city just having it out with each other.
It's like a Reddit forum, only with punches instead of upvotes.
Yeah, well, so the upvotes are the crowd that each man has been able to draw. So it's almost like street preaching, except instead of like yelling "Repent, the end is nigh," they're arguing politics. And so one of them is denouncing Alexios, saying that he gained his throne illegally and must step down before he brings ruin to the city. Isaac and his heir Alexei are the true rulers of Constantinople. And on the other side, there's this guy who's defending Alexios and pointing out that the man has obviously become more godly in recent months, and then sort of throws the fighting words out that, Alexei abandoned the city. He left, and now he's here with a big German army. So who knows what he's going to do to the city? But it doesn't look like he's got the city's best interests at heart. And so it looks like maybe not quite a riot. Definitely a brawl is sort of heating up. And so why don't you give me a perception plus empathy check, anyone who cares to?
All right, give me a second. I'm gonna do that.
Ooh, I like Rob's background. Very cool.
This is a stat I'm terrible at. That is a singular success.
Okay.
That's three,
Two.
So,
two.
oh no, and I think Panda froze. Oh no, she was just holding very still.
Yeah.
Or no, maybe she froze.
Now
I
she
think
froze
Panda's
again.
frozen.
Ah, all
Oh,
right.
she back.
Oh, she got two.
Okay, two. And how many did you get, Rob?
Two.
Okay, so Harry, Al-Aspa picks up that there's something a little bit off about the guy who is trying so hard to denounce Alexios, the current emperor. Uh, the rest of you pick up the same thing, and you, Panda especially, uh, you know what a paid actor looks like. So this guy might have like the right inclinations, but his passion isn't necessarily sincere.
I think the most appropriate thing to do would be to barrel in and say that he's late for his theater performance and talk about how I know him from his performance of something else. Just loud and with all my pizzazz. I don't know if this is true, but just flat out go in. Because cat, and also, hey, no entertainers in my territory.
Okay. So you barrel in and you start talking theater talk, and he like looks really sort of off-put at first. And then he sort of understands like your objection to what he's saying isn't political. It's more like theatrical territories. And so let me see. So he's gonna make a manipulation plus performance roll. And so why don't you give me the same one?
Okay, so that would be what, 8 dice?
Oh, shit, okay.
The maxed out performance. Well, it's not my magnum opus. I only get 4 successes.
Okay. That's probably enough, because so he actually throws a punch at you, but you can tell it's a stage hit. And so
Oh, we're doing stage combat?
yes.
All right, time for me to join in on the performance, and I'm going to try to turn this into a comedic fight using my superior athletic skill.
Okay. At one point he sort of like grabs you and like pulls his mouth right next to your ear, where it look like the look on his face is he's cussing you out, but his words say, if you want to get in on this, go see Nathaniel. And he gives you the name of a tavern and then continues the stage fight. Oh no, too much freezing. Well, I suppose Panda is from the cold north.
Yep.
Did they not popcorn her in her improv class?
Yeah. So anyway, oh no, there you are.
Don't stab the actors, Rob.
I like it.
I missed the exact place where he told me to do, but since he gave me the information and since he was a good sport, I'm going to allow that this mob is not the most important mob in the city, and the intel of where to go to find who's hiring these people is more valuable. And I'm going to let him stage fight this in a way that the crowd knows that he's not a murderer who's hurt a little girl, but also he looks funny. And it's like, oh, 2 actors brawling it out. Isn't it hilarious? Stage drama.
Yeah. You have enough successes to accomplish that.
And I throw it in his favor because that's his payment for the tip.
Yeah, and like you could tell he looks a little upset because you sort of have interrupted the momentum of him, like because again, emperors in the Byzantine Empire pretty much gain power when the people of Constantinople revolt and install a leader that they like. So
you can never get a good crowd on a Tuesday.
yeah. All right. So, you go to the tavern. And so, are the rest of you, are you going with her?
Come on, let's see if it's a flammable tavern.
Oh, no.
A bunch of Germans watch as the city burns down with them outside it. What did you do?
They were out of my favorite food.
The city is already sacked.
Flammable.
What if we sack the city before them? Then they don't sack Constantinople. We win.
History is changed.
Yeah, you could sack the city yourself.
Oh my god.
I think that's how we end up playing out a Dantean Chronicle.
Yeah, I'd have to think about that one.
Those would be some nifty brands.
Yeah. Jesus, okay. All right, so you end up at the tavern that the political street preacher told you about. And so you see a man there, presumably Nathaniel. Fairly nice clothes. He's sort of sitting in one table, and you see people that you recognize, sort of from the Constantinople theater community, for lack of a better term. They sit down with him, they talk to him a bit, he gives them some money, and they leave.
Not within earshot of them, but wouldn't be a terrible pity if he was disappeared by a couple of swarthy employees of the state and questioned for his treason. Wouldn't that be a pity if a most noble head of the very neutral and above reproach Templar happened to want to have a word with who's employing this person? Do you think that he's under the influence of someone else?
I mean, yeah, we know that.
I mean, if you preferred, would you like me to solve this myself? I've always wanted to cause a tavern brawl simultaneous to a fire, simultaneous to a juggling competition. I've done all three of them separately, but never at the same time.
Will someone hold the cat? Because it's getting dangerous in here again.
So she does have a point in which this guy is he's obviously paying people to rile up the crowd, to riot, and to depose Alexios, and that's treason.
Right. I mean, I don't really know what I'm like. It's been 2 weeks since we've done the last thing, right?
Yeah, a period of time.
Okay. So it's been kind of a long time, and I'm just wondering what we're supposed to do right now. I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't necessarily know what I like. Don't know if I should even be here in this tavern.
Yeah. Well,
we're surrounded, and my freehold is probably in danger of dying. But
yeah. So
anyone,
you know right now that things are really tense, and they are really unsure. So the Crusaders already sacked a different city. So this is something that they're capable of. They've been excommunicated, so they have nothing left to lose, and they're all really broke. So this does not mean good things for Constantinople. So anything that you do that can reduce the tension is probably a good thing. But the big question here is, who do you want to be in charge?
okay. So this guy's paying people to just start rioting in the streets.
Yes, with the deliberate intention to force Alexius to step down and return the throne to Isaac and Alexei. So it's up to you if you think that Alexios should stay in power or if it's time to swap him out for someone else.
Any ideas, guys?
Well, I would say that given that one person owes a huge debt to a bunch of Germans and another person is currently at your mercy because of your ability to intimidate them due to your presumed divinity, I would say that it's probably best to work with the devil we do know rather than the devil sprechen Sie Deutsch.
Yeah, that's a pretty fair assessment. Yeah.
My one thing about that is, I mean, I don't know about your guys' characters, but my character definitely believes that this guy is under Venetian vampire control at the same time. So that's why I had to charm him in some way to begin with. Or that's at least what she's thinking. We're not for sure, but she thinks he's under Venetian vampire control.
Perhaps you've lulled the Venetians into a false sense of security by your reasonableness. Perhaps we discover whether these Italians can still eat garlic.
If no one else has any.
I mean, I'm in favor of keeping the status quo for once in my life.
You're what?
I'm in favor of the status quo for once in my life.
Okay. I feel like in the 2 weeks that we did this, we would know what each other stands on. That's why I'm asking. I'm like, are we for this? Are we against this, y'all?
I feel that if we let the Alexi Jr. take over, it's going to lead to the sack of the city. I feel if we let Alexos rule, we get to watch the vampires play ping pong with him for the rest of his life. And we get to get a lot of discount German armor that they sell to fund the fact that they're going to need to get home.
Oh, because you missed it, Panda. This was something that I brought up last game. I can't remember if I brought it up in previous games, but there are rumors throughout the city that the Emperor has fallen out with one of his advisors. The advisor has never really been named or identified. Yeah, so Rosa learned a little bit more about that recently, and it is up to her if she wants to let you know.
Oh no. I would want to let him know. But I don't know what you're talking
Oh, no, you basically figured out that Alexios had vampire advisors, and he is currently distancing himself from them.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I would want everyone to know that.
Yeah. You're not really sure who? It's not Micah. It's someone else. And you're not sure how successful he's being?
So Alexios is the German nun?
No, Alexios is the current emperor.
And what's the German person now?
So he's not necessarily German.
I know he's not, but I know he's on the German side right now. I know we saved him.
Okay.
There's so many Alex something that I'm awful with names.
Yeah.
And we got faces. So
yeah, it's Alexi.
Alexi and Alexios.
Yeah, I mean historically they're all called Alexios. It's just like we're not doing that. No, we're not.
That's why I'm like, okay, is she talking about the German guy or is she talking about our emperor?
Why don't we call him Junior?
Yeah.
He's the kid. So
Junior and the Emperor.
Sorry, I'm just like,
no, it's
which one are we talking about?
I get it.
Cool. Okay, so Junior's on the German side.
Mm-hmm.
And Alexios has vampires controlling him in some sort of way.
Yeah, which he seems to be working to get free of.
Attempting. It's probably not going to happen.
I mean, if you wanted to help him.
Yeah. And there's been no repercussions of what we've done so far, even though they said the Crusaders were going to skip us. They didn't.
No.
They didn't say they were going to skip us. They said they would divert some of them, right?
Yes, that is true.
Doesn't look like that happened. So, kind of pissed off about that.
In the next life, we'll have to get back at them.
Hey. That's going to be so confusing for them. Why are these pirates so angry at us? We're just harmless Italians.
But okay. Yeah, sure. Does he have guards around him?
The Emperor?
No, this guy, right? That we're in a bar looking at this man.
Oh, this guy. No, he has no guards.
Okay. I'll walk all the way up to him and draw my sword and put it to his neck and say, my name is Rosa. I am the, oh my God, landlady?
Lodge mistress.
Lodge mistress. I'm like, landlady? Lodge mistress of the Knights of Templar. You need to tell me who you're paying and why.
You just see the color drain from his face. And you are good enough at reading expressions that he knows he's been caught. But he's a little weasel and he's still gonna try and weasel out. And so, I'm a simple trader, my lady, nothing more.
Did I hear simple traitor?
Yeah.
Poor choice of words, buddy.
We can see that. I think I poke a little. I actually am touching it now.
Okay. So he gets even paler. Like you must have me confused with someone else. I'm commissioning a passion play.
All right, that does it. That's my beat.
I think I go like,
No,
like, no. 1 second, don't get the matches yet.
she's the nice one.
I know. That's why I'm like,
Yeah, Alaspa's just gonna crack his knuckles.
Okay.
You have 5 seconds. One,
To do what?
2.
All right, so you see him get up and he just tries to book it.
From my sword? Do I get a retaliate or what is it?
Opportunity
yeah.
attack?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how he was
Yeah.
like,
So he dives to the side and just tries to get away. If you want to hit him right now, give me dexterity plus your melee.
I do, but I don't want it to be at the neck. I want it to be at the thigh.
Okay.
Careful, femoral artery.
Oh yeah, not too.
That's only if she gets a botch.
Right, or
Yeah. So your goal is to sort of slow him down without killing him right now.
Yeah, dex plus what?
Melee.
Yay, maim him. That's what Kitty likes.
So mean.
All right, I got 3 successes.
Okay. Sure. He really is not in a good position where he can actually get away because it's a tavern and there's a table in the way. So sure. Yeah, he tries to dive to the side. You swipe at him, probably managing to like disable his arm, let's say. Does that work?
That works.
Okay. And so he just starts babbling like I'm just an innocent merchant. I'm trying to I don't know what you want from me.
Are you testing the Knights of Templar right now?
I would never, my lady, please. What can I do?
You can tell me the first answer to the question I asked you. Who are you paying and why?
Just
Not pretend I am stupid.
just simple actors. That's all. It's for the good of the city, I swear.
Says who?
Look around. Obviously, there is unrest and there isn't enough food to go around.
I don't know if my sword is big enough, Alaspa. Do you have a bigger sword?
Shing.
All right, so you got your nice scimitar out.
Yeah.
This guy just looks terrified. He's like, it's for the good of this, and he just starts repeating, "It's for the good of the city. It's for the good of the city. I swear."
Again, who has told you that this is for the good of the city? And maybe their blood will end up on my weapon, not yours.
Again. So he actually starts giving the oh no, we lost a panda.
And all the stream's out of whack, but that's okay. Panda will probably be back soon.
Yes, we hope. Fingers crossed.
Right now, we can. My head's in the corner. We can only see half. Oh, Panda's
here
back.
She is. Hooray! Did it fix it?
Yeah, everything's fixed.
Okay, cool. All right. So back to the guy. He starts repeating sort of the talking points that you've heard circulated before about how the emperor, he's illegitimate. He didn't inherit. He's a usurper. He's been bad for this city. He's been extremely corrupt. It sort of is repeating everything that you've heard these political street preachers say. He seems to actually believe it.
Who wrote these things for you? How did you learn these things?
Look around. Isn't it obvious?
If you tell us who's backing you in the higher courts, maybe they'll convince us.
I mean, obviously the rightful emperor.
You spoke to Junior? Sticking with it, y'all.
Not directly, but there are many people who agree with me.
I need to know who told you to do this. Or I've heard everything you've said before, and your voice isn't worth my time anymore.
Okay, so he tells you, he gives you a name, and I'm gonna have to look up some Greek names before I decide what this guy's gonna be called. But he gives you a name and says that this is one of Junior's advisors.
All right. Alaspa's just gonna look over to Mercutio and flip the scimitar around so he's holding it by the blade and offer the handle to Mercutio. It's a big sword. It's like it would be a two-handed sword for most people. Mercutio, it's your call. Well, it's Rose's call, but you know.
I will sheath my sword and say, I'm done with him. And I walk away, and I'm hoping that someone else will do the dirtiness.
All right, so he sort of sees this exchange and starts like crab walking back. And he's like, no, 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 I'll do anything. I repent, I repent.
I think he's paying the actors with counterfeit money.
Mercutio, you've been given the sword. It's your call. We can't hear you, man.
You're muted.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I was
Yes,
near you.
there you are.
There we go. I'm holding the sword because it's so heavy, of course, because Alaspa's like 7'8".
Yeah.
So I'm holding the sword, and you said that he's crab walking back, so I'm walking.
Yeah, and I just want to point out that this is a busy tavern. There are a lot of people here, so there are witnesses.
Maybe we should arrest him.
Hey, he sounds solid.
Well, maybe we need to send a message that treason won't be tolerated. It's your call. It is your call, Mercutio. Alaspa's already left.
Definitely,
Well,
definitely.
When it comes to treason, don't they usually just put them in a gibbet so everyone can see instead of putting them in a fine spray over a tavern floor?
Yeah, pretty much.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the weapon to the butt, and I'm going to hit him in the head and knock him out, and I'm going to look at everyone and say, remember what you saw here. Do not make any trouble, because if you make any trouble, we will come back and we will take all of you out.
So that looks like it really sunk in. And one of the more sycophantic was like, a round on me to the Emperor's health.
I do have to say, I think no, we didn't have any people watching, right? I think I would have somebody of my court to watch in general to see what that person does, and probably kill him.
Okay. So he books it. He gets out of there. You will find out, in a little bit, what he's been up to.
Okay. If you're done with the sword, I'll absolutely take it back. Of course, if you want to swing it around a little more, it's all yours, but...
Get a quick workout in.
Yeah.
Okay. So you leave the tavern and you walk through a marketplace and you see yet another disturbance. This time you see a French knight, French nobleman, kind of the same thing right now. He is having a very loud argument with looks like a native city merchant. The nobleman is accusing the merchant of cheating him, and the merchant is like, "I swear I would never." But it looks like it's about to get violent.
Okay.
What are we, the peacekeeper?
I mean,
Kind of,
it's
yeah.
up to you what you want
Oh yes, I'm totally
to
in
happen
charge
to
of
the
this
city.
restoring order.
I'll just put myself in between them. Not even say anything, just move my bulk in the middle of this argument.
Okay. So the so you're Middle Eastern, so neither of them sort of assume that you're on their side. Uh, and so uh, they sort of keep arguing, and it seems like the nobleman is accusing the merchant of cheating him and overcharging, and he's insisting that the merchant should be willing to donate all of his grain for the glory of the Crusades. And the merchant is like, "I've given you the biggest discount I can. I still need to feed my
For
family."
the glory of the Crusades, huh?
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Give me your food for free, and God will reward you. And the merchant is like, "Well, I'm gonna meet God a lot quicker if I don't get paid and end up starving."
Okay.
This is also treason. Well, wait, the Frenchman isn't from around here.
Yeah,
But this is also not a good, not allowed.
it's
Well,
definitely
maybe he's trying to argue if you
bullying.
give him the grain, he'll leave and go to the Holy Land with it.
I'll turn to the merchant. Is this man bothering you?
And so the merchant is like, we are trying to do business, but he wants my food for nothing. He's a crusader. He's on a holy mission. I don't mind giving it to him at a discount, but I have a large family. Uh, simply, I cannot afford to give it away. God forgive me."
He is a crusader. Rosa, we have a
Okay.
crusader here.
All
Tell me again,
right.
what do we do to crusaders?
I was told the Crusaders would not come into the city, but
And so the nobleman looks at you and he sort of recognizes, like, "Oh, a Templar. She's a friend." Uh, my lady, if I may, if we could have a private discussion, and sort of like invites you to like step around the corner.
sure.
Okay. Uh, and so he explains to you, because he feels like he can trust you, uh, that he's broke, but his men are hungry. So he does not actually have the money needed to pay what the merchant's asking a fairly fair price. And wasn't lying when he's like, "I am giving you the best discount I can." But even still, he can't afford it, and he lets you know that this problem is endemic for the Crusaders.
So,
I told you, discount German armor as far as the eye can see. They'll sell you everything. You know, if we gave them some food, they'd probably go away.
they might.
Maybe.
They might.
They might. I mean,
That,
it would be fulfilling your noble purpose that you probably swore to escort people to the Holy Lands.
To be fair, if they're
so
marching to the Holy Land, if they're crusading to kick our asses, I think an exception can be made.
They were supposed to be going to the Holy Lands. It's just we happen to be in the way and conveniently willing to be looted as per our totally rightful monarch junior
Yeah,
to provide them with funding since
we
they
can-
spent all
yeah.
their money on boats.
we can escort them to the Holy Land after we kick their asses.
Yeah, it's one way to do it.
so you wish to steal from our city in order to feed your men? Where did all your money go?
It was invested in the crusade.
And now that the crusade is not funded, you still wish to seize our city?
I certainly have no wish, but the soldiers are hungry and they were promised treasure, a lot of it. And he sort of like looks around at the nicer buildings.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So I'm wondering how many are under your or in your legion?
I only command about 1,000.
Only.
Oh, only 1,000.
Yeah, but there are a lot of crusaders here.
We figured.
Hi. Well, I'm around the corner with him right now. Unless, did you have some advice, Harry? If you were going to talk to him.
Oh, I have no more words for this guy.
Yeah. How much are you looking? How much food do you need?
He gives you a number which for you seems like, oh yeah, that's what 1,000 soldiers would eat over the next 3 months. But it's obviously a lot.
Yeah. How much would you need to get to another destination where possibly you could stay there?
Well, we're not going home. We can't go home. We still need to liberate Jerusalem.
Okay, how much would you need to not sack the city?
He looks shocked that you would even imply he's capable of that.
You are only 1,000 men, but there is a greater army on the way, and would it be an incorrect assumption to guess that you would join them were they to assault these walls?
I would certainly, and he just sort of like prevaricates a whole bunch.
Could
Many
I
words
sleight of
saying
hand-
nothing.
Could I sleight of hand a canvas sack from behind him? I don't mind picking it up randomly from somewhere and then pretending, look, oh my gosh.
Yeah, just like a random like burlap empty bag.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nothing
the grain merchant.
magical about it.
Yeah, the grain merchant has that.
What's
just around.
this, noble knight?
I'm sure I what?
Look what it says here. Filled with the treasures of Byzantium.
You,
I
sir,
mean,
are
he sort of like looks at each of you, and now he's finally reading the room, and he's says, I should go. Excuse me, my lady."
I think you're staying.
Leaving the hospitality of a most noble Templar? Obviously, you believe she has your best interests at heart.
I should get back to my men.
Where are your men?
Oh, did I mention this noble Sacrian here? So you can see the medal of who you'll be fighting soon in Jerusalem, pointing at Alaspa. Who is huge.
They're camped outside.
Where outside?
We're outside.
And he sort of like looks you up and down. With their brothers. Many brothers.
I'm just gonna grab him by the top of his head and just pick him up. And so he's looking me eye to eye.
No, Alaspa! I remember
All
what
right.
happened last time you grabbed someone by the head.
I think I would like to attempt to diffuse the situation.
Where are they outside?
So he shifts gears and just starts yelling like, how dare you? I am Sir Louis of Burgundy, knight, and he lists his honors and starts screaming for guards.
This guy really wants to get knocked the fuck out.
I'm the guard here. I'll be like, Alice, hang on, put him down.
I'll just drop him.
Okay.
You may go freely. Just cause no trouble.
He He has a force of 1,000 men outside.
We can always follow him when he goes to meet them, so you will know where they are.
Or we could tell, or I could get him to tell me where they are.
Right,
We could
so,
round them up.
You're
I thought
having
we
this.
knew where they are, outside the city walls. Does it matter if they're his men or the other person's men or
So-
someone else's men?
While you're having this discussion, this guy is fucking off.
He's not going anywhere. If he tries to go, I'm gonna grab that dude.
Okay, all right. He sees you talking about everything, and he starts walking away.
No, you fucking don't.
Okay. So
Either kill him or get off the pot.
At least arrest him. Like,
Arrest him for
I have committed no crime.
He had an argument.
You're right, he hasn't, but he will shortly.
And we can arrest him then. Isn't that how that works?
What, so you expect me to allow an enemy commander? Remember, he will lead his men in an assault on the walls if and when the other army arrives.
He's very offended that you would ever believe him capable of something like this. And he starts saying, like, I thought Constantinople was a Christian city, and all good Christians should answer the call to crusade.
This guy's a dumb motherfucker. Oh my god, I can't stand him.
Yeah, he's not great.
Can we just like drag him like to the gate and just toss him like just out the city? This guy exhausts me.
I mean, if you want to know where his men are, you can follow the man.
Honestly,
I
I'll
agree with
push him
Pam
away
that
and say, get out the
they're
theater.
outside the walls. Yeah.
Alright. He leaves the scene as fast as his dignity will allow him to.
Mercutio, can you have one of your men put a tail on him?
Not a problem.
Brilliant.
Okay. So Mercutio, give me dexterity plus stealth roll.
And then 1, 2, 3. Okay, hold on. 3.
Okay, cool. So, in about an hour, Rosa, you hear from the person you had trailing Nicholas, that he went to, yeah, he left the city,
Cool.
got pretty near Junior's encampment, got into a fight, like a verbal argument, and then stormed back into the city.
I don't think this guy's gonna be assaulting the walls anytime soon.
Yeah.
He might want to, but he's not gonna.
Right. Well, no, he was a Constantinople citizen who just like, it's not worth it. And so he went there to go tell a Junior's party off, and like, I'm not doing this anymore.
Oh, so he was just being hired to infiltrate and get food. Okay.
No, this is Nicholas, the guy that got stabbed in the shoulder.
Oh yeah, him. Oh yeah, that makes sense. That's good.
Career running passion plays. It's much safer.
Yeah. Mercutio, your spies return. So you know where this guy is located now, within the Crusader encampment. He said he was in charge of 1,000 guys. It's more like 800. But you know, there are thousands here. And they also report that as they were sort of like watching what this guy was doing, the camp just sort of like went into chaos mode almost. There was a huge disruption, a huge disarray. Um, Commanding officers running back and forth, uh, and pretty much the French and German knights were thrown for a loop because the rest of you can see a lot of Crusader ships on the horizon. They just start sailing away.
Ho ho.
Yeah, and
Like
so
Enya.
yeah, and so Rob, the intelligence that you receive is that the Venetian contingent of the army has decided to move forward onto Jerusalem. And so the French and the Germans seem like they're stuck here because they're broke.
Well, that's
Interesting.
awkward.
So I would thank my assassin. Thank you for bringing me such valuable information. I will go and tell everybody what's going on. So basically, long story short, Venetians are going and the rest are staying because they have no money.
Perhaps we could, under guard of. Wait, how many men do we have defending the city?
Probably about 2,000. So about 2,000 stationed army people, several more thousand common people who could be organized. They would not be as well trained as an actual knight,
Yeah,
but give them a big
2,000
fork.
men at arms, however many thousand conscripts.
Yeah.
And there are how many thousand crusaders outside?
There's only, well, from what my assassin said, that it looks like it's only 8,000, but there's only a few thousand outside, so it's not as many as we thought there would be. That's the information that the assassin
Yeah,
gave us.
pretty much the military force was just cut in half because the Venetians are like, all right, we're gonna go do the thing we're supposed to do. Probably because their controllers got what they wanted.
Which is very nice of them. What if we offered them a chance, these stranded men? What if we offered them a chance to go home? After all, we have some ships. We've been rebuilding our navy.
Yeah, but what are they gonna do about being excommunicated?
Oh yeah, that sucks. Okay. Oh yeah, they're good. Yeah, they're only. Not only are they stuck here, they also want to burn this place to the ground, so maybe they can get recommunicated, I guess.
Oh, I know what they can do about being excommunicated. Now's a good time to swear to our patriarch and get recommunicated.
Yeah, you can get them to convert.
That
You
seems
probably
to be the most straightforward way of solving the problem. Rosa, would you be able to manage another miracle?
Yes! I support this plan! Rosa, we'll put you on the walls. We'll get a big stand for you. We'll get a crane. We'll make it look like you're flying. You do your magic. And we'll get like 20,000 extra people to join the city.
Or if not join the city, take back their belief in the holy faith of the Byzantium city being the right way to be, and being mostly respectable members of the upper class of various European countries. What could possibly go wrong with destabilizing the religious balance of Europe?
Hehehe.
That'd be great.
It's not.
I support this course of action.
It's not the worst idea in the world, and obviously Rosa is thinking about being worshipped and is getting excited about that.
It is 100% worth a shot. Like, we are outnumbered, what, 10, 20 to 1? We haven't done an exact count on their numbers, but it's not looking so good. Even with our walls and defenses, like, they will overrun. Like,
think of the miracle that we will be releasing onto these people, and thus the dreams that will be birthed from it. The inspiration alone will feed 1,000 of our kind. Rosa, you would be a hero amongst our people around the world. You would not just be worshipped by those soldiers, you would be known by all as a heroine.
The fact that the Puka is saying this is making her think twice about it. But she wasn't not thinking about that. I think that we should make arrangements with the Selkies across the way for our freehold, and then I'm down to try it if everyone else is.
Yeah. What sort of arrangement are you thinking?
I want to send most of our freehold there. The ones that aren't in the court, or the ones that aren't kind of essential to making whatever I want happen.
Oh yeah. You can definitely evacuate.
Especially if we know what's going on. Like, I feel like we know now.
Yeah, and the changelings can sort of sense like the tension, all the emotion in the air. Yeah. They're all real happy to take a vacation on the Sea of Marmara coast.
I put the boggin in the sack for self-transportation. No harm will come to him.
You have the boggin in your sack with you?
I put the boggin in the bag so we can ship him off to safety.
Oh, perfect.
He stays in the bag until he's fairly certain that you've left.
There, I've protected him too.
Okay.
All
right.
People of the court would stay.
What would happen?
So which people of the court?
To the stability. I'll leave it.
Okay. Which people would stay? That's basically up to you, Rosa.
I guess obviously us, and then are there any that would help us at this time that aren't totally helpless? Like, I remember the malcontent was on a mission to help us with the vampires.
Yeah, so the malcontent, because they're the malcontent, they're like, no, I'm staying. You can't make me go. You can, of course, pull on the oath that this person has sworn to you to force them. And then there is the former captain of the guard, the one who served the old freehold leader. And so he wants to stay and defend the city. And because he used to be a captain of the guard, he's pretty good at it.
Cool.
We can keep him.
Boy, soothsayer, are you still doing laundry?
You ratted them out to the whoever Theodora's working for. So they're not around right now.
I told the Theodora about the laundry one, but I'm asking our soothsayer.
Oh, okay.
Attempting to make a run for it, who was a little confused. I feel she'd be a good one to ship off on holiday now.
Okay. She says, I don't think I need to, but okay.
There's a group of
somebody who tells the future.
That's a good sign.
And
Maybe.
also there's a group of vulnerable changelings who are going to be traveling, who could use a travel-oriented changeling going with them.
Oh, that's a good point. Yes, I will protect them.
Cool. Obviously the halfling people that work with me would be staying with me, probably.
Yes, okay. Cool.
What?
That are Templar plus.
What would it do to the stability of the city if before this miracle happened, our most noble emperor was seen in a public display of piety praying for a solution?
Very sneaky.
Yeah?
I wouldn't mind going to go see the emperor.
Okay. He has been making obvious overtures. He has been obviously praying in public. He hasn't been praying for protection from the Crusaders, but he has been praying for the success of the crusade.
Probably needs to be briefed on the actual situation.
Mm-hmm.
that there's some crusaders who've
But
lost
even
their way
Joseph.
and been excommunicated by the false pope. Wouldn't it be best if they were shown the light of the true faith, the true interpretation of Christ's will?
So I wouldn't mind speaking just with our little group about, I mean, if most of these crusaders are German and they want the death of Alexios, would that save the city?
No, it would just mean that you'd put the other person in charge, so you'd get sacking of our emperor.
Yeah, so pretty much the deal that Junior has struck is if his German uncle uh, helps him regain his throne, he will put the patriarch subservient to the pope. So basically, pretty much force everyone in the city to convert to Catholicism when they follow a different brand of Christianity, which, I mean, he's got to get the patriarch to submit in the first place, which, as things stand, he can't accomplish.
Okay. And that's Junior can't accomplish that.
Right.
And just totally being honest, the patriarch is
Local religious leader.
okay. Gotcha. Just making sure. So the
Yeah,
Pope
yeah. Right now, he's able to do his own thing and lead the congregation in the city the way he wants and the way he sees fit. Uh, Junior is going to come and say, you need to be subservient to the Pope, and the patriarch is going to be like, well, how about you go fuck yourself?
sounds like a religious thing to say.
Yeah.
This sounds consistent with the history of the popes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can still go talk to Alexios. Do you guys want to do that? Is that what we want to do?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm still in favor of performing a miracle on the walls of the city and putting the fear of God into the Crusaders, but that can come second. Let's do it.
We probably should talk to the Emperor about it first.
Yeah.
Not that he will predict it, but
Okay.
maybe.
Are you going right now?
Sure.
Sure.
All right. It is late evening right now.
Perfect.
So the sun is setting. And so Rosa, because of your status, because of everything that's going on, and also you can sort of like play up like, hey, I know what Junior's up to. You eventually get an audience with the Emperor. He meets you in sort of private antechamber. It's definitely night when this happens. I assume the rest of you are going as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So the Emperor is there. He's in really nice clothes. He's in a very nice chair to sort of like, more status. Says, my lady, I am pleased to see you again.
Like I do like whatever bow is necessary.
Yeah.
Yes, how are you?
I am well. The city is well. I can ask for little more than that.
Yes, well, we have seen that you have been praying more.
I want to be good.
Yes, yes. I can tell that you want and are being very successful in the goodness. But
That means a lot. Thank you.
no problem. Are you praying for some sort of miracle to maybe push the Crusades away or around the city?
It would be gracious if they left us in peace. I understand the Italians have already decided to move forward.
Yes, but it seems as though some wish to maybe plow through the city.
I would hope that they would not feel such hate in their hearts.
Yes, breaking the Deutsch. Speak
I'm
German.
aware of I'm aware of my nephew's actions.
Yes, it seems as though his ploy might be a little more intrusive than we first assumed.
All right, and so at this point, someone bursts through the door. Uh, and he says, "You have to stop." And then he sees that the Emperor has company and sort of stops up short. And so this guy looks like stained glass. Like, literally and truly, he looks like a stained glass depiction of an angel.
What
Uh,
the
as
fuck?
you,
Oh.
yes, as you are looking at him, uh, it's almost like he has a seeming because you can see that he has changed chimerical reality around him to give him this appearance.
This
But he is
fucking
not
guy.
a changeling.
This fucking I knew we were gonna meet.
What time of day is this?
It's nighttime.
So
Stained glass windows are awfully fragile. Is there anything rock shaped?
uh, and so he looks at the four of you and just says, "Who are you?"
Who are you?
exactly.
I'm the
What are
anointed
you?
representative of her most divine Mary Magdalene. Who are you?
Okay, give me a manipulation plus subterfuge for that one.
This is. Oh boy.
Who is?
I should have known. You wouldn't let us. We'd go out with a bang. Oh man, let's. Fuck.
Are we all gonna die now? Is this where we die?
I think that, yeah, that's 6 dice if I
That's-
recall my stats right.
Okay.
And it's a solid flat out. My 2 botches ate my 2 successes.
Oh no. Okay. So you claim to be Mary Magdalene in front of him. He's not buying it.
That's okay. I'm a puka.
Yep. Just if you had managed to convince him, he would have done something very different. So he looks, he says, "Who are you?" You say pretty much I'm Mary Magdalene. He obviously doesn't believe you. And you see him sort of like he evaluates you and decides you're not worth anything. So he turns back to the Emperor.
Okay, getting the rock. I am the
Okay.
most important person in this room.
This is there are no rocks, but there are like lamps and torches and bottles and
Oh, good, flammable things.
Oh,
Is
no.
it a sir? Or a Pierce, sirish?
Oi, your most glitteriness.
and so he turns back to the Emperor and says, Alexios, who are these people? And so Alexios turns to Rosa and he looks at you like he doesn't really know how to describe you, and he says, "This is my muse."
Oh. I like it. Yes, I am always looking out for the best intentions of the Emperor. And I apologize, I have not seen you before. Who are you?
And so he looks at you with just like piercing gaze, like, ah, you are you why Alexios no longer listens to my counsel?
I would not know. What is the counsel you give him?
And so he looks like really intently at you. Uh, and then he says, "You're not human.
You're not either.
What are you?"
Well, she's not ugly, so whatever she is, she's not you.
And so you really wounded this guy's pride when you say that, because he just turns to you and he spits out, "I am an angel of the Lord."
Someone's a little bit kooky.
Really? Shocking. The Lord has made an imperfection, a hideous thing.
God damn.
You can pretty much see him spend the willpower to not react to that.
Whoa.
Hey, Glitterface, your eyes aren't symmetrical.
Is this all happening right now?
Yeah, so you actually see him. He does something to adjust the chimerical reality surrounding him, and like moves the appearance of his eyes. But you can tell. So you saw when Vikos was able to sort of like shape flesh. This isn't it. It's like he's able to change his seeming if he had one, which he doesn't because he's not a changeling, but he sort of does because he's got this weird power going on. And so
No,
you see him adjust his.
North.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Now you've got a little too north.
But he just shakes his head and like, "What are you doing here?"
We are here to help the Emperor seize control of the city and make sure that we are protected. We are always looking out for the best of Constantinople. And I would assume if you would advise the Emperor in any way, you also would want that?
I'm just going to pick up something very flammable and tossable. Lamp oil, something like that.
Okay.
Something just examining it, getting to know it.
Yeah, there are some candles burning on side tables. There's a torch if you want to step outside.
Just
There
pick
is
up
some.
a candle and be like, what a fascinating candle.
Okay. He's pointedly ignoring you right now.
Perfect. And here's where I look at Rosa, and she has a chance to do the no, do not try to set him on fire.
Okay.
A little while. Just hang on a second.
All right. So you're doing this behind him so he doesn't see the fire, so he doesn't freak out.
Yes. Cat ears, like.
Just, you're eager. I like the eagerness. It seems as though you enjoy beauty.
Of course. I like it, Panda.
That's hilarious. She's got fire. She has it in her hand. Are you looking to cause death in this area right now, or are we looking to provide more beauty?
And he looks at you like he's not sure how to answer the question. It is not the will of the divine for people to die. Not in war. That's grotesque.
It is. Are you fighting for Constantinople?
What else would I be fighting for?
We have met many of your kind, and some aren't necessarily for Constantinople.
Who have you met?
Why not? Mycos. I forgot the Venetian one's name.
Micah Vikos and Alessandro.
Okay, Myco Vicos and Alessandro.
I knew I couldn't trust either of them. What dealings have you had with them?
We have ensured that the Italians are no longer here for the Crusaders. They have went around our city.
So
I
you're
give
in
the
league with
Emperor
them.
a thumbs up to indicate a certain degree of agreement. Since he's still watching all this happen in front of him.
So the Emperor looks at you when you sort of like brandish the candle at Rosa, and you see him
Not Rosa.
nod.
The Emperor wants me to set fire to the vampire?
Yes, he does.
Giving Rosa another look.
Oh fuck yeah, let's do
I
it.
feel like the vampire is on me, right?
Yes, he's very
Yeah.
focused on you.
I'm not going to be focused on you, Puka. Whatever you want to do, you do.
Well, this is a tough call. On the one hand, I've been behaving myself surprisingly well for most of this.
Unleash the chaos.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna liberate the Emperor. What could go wrong?
Yeah, what could go wrong with...
Oh shit. Okay. So you are attacking an elder vampire with fire. Give me a strength. Let's see.
Oh no, strength, we're screwed. I don't have much strength. It's like, actually no, I have a 3 in strength.
I could give you a dexterity.
Okay, that's better. 5 dexterity.
Okay. Dexterity plus athletics or brawl to just sort of
Okay.
throw the candle in the exact right place to ignite.
Let's see what happens. That's 8 dice. I think it's 8 dice. Yeah, it's 8 dice.
Is it possible that I can do something before she throws a candle?
Only 3 successes.
Okay.
No boxes.
All right. So you sort of like see her throw. You can react at the same moment.
Okay. If that's the case, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach in the sash that I have and throw the bottle of wine that I have, because guess what? That's flammable.
Okay.
Oh.
Satyr beverage is probably
Oh.
flammable.
There's
Yeah,
a reason
I'm
why
not-
I'm a satyr.
Yeah. All right. So
Vampire.
same.
By the way, this is the bottle. This is the bottle of wine with the vampire blood as well. So I want to see if there's gonna be any type of other interesting reactions when this vampire blood is going to be reacting to that vampire's blood while being burned in hell. So,
All right. So same roll, Rob. Dexterity plus either athletics or brawl.
Alaspa is like, vindicated!
Alaspa, I can't even see you. Where did
I'm
you
currently
go?
holding my breath.
Oh, there he is.
This is gonna go one of two ways, or...
so that's 1, 2, 3 success, and I got a nat 20.
Oh shit.
Shit, hold on. Oh, I
Give
lost
me
that die.
10 though.
Give me a second.
Yeah, might be rolling the wrong dice there. You got a nat 20.
You're doing 10s, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you could
I'm
just
sorry,
use a
it was
d20
just-
and divide
it
by
was-
2. That'll work.
Yeah, no, it's just 0. Right?
Okay,
Mm.
that's
They got an exceptional.
And yeah, so I got that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 successes.
Okay.
Win, bye.
Oh, I'm so here for this.
So, you manage to set this guy's clothes on fire. He realizes what's going on. He gives an incredible, unearthly, just animalistic howl as he sees that not only is there fire, but the fire is on him. So,
Yeah, that would make sense.
okay.
He's on
Uh,
fire.
Fuck. Fuck.
he manages to not frenzy.
Wow.
He's got 10 willpower.
Oh, yikes.
Elder.
Oh, fuck.
But all of his attention right now is on extinguishing himself.
I guess
I-
now's the time to strike.
Mary Magdalene says, listen.
Mercutio, a decapitation might be in order.
Yeah, I think
I
I'm
promise not
ready-
to kill Steel,
ready to
so
fight.
if you want to do the
Ah.
honors.
Just
You
put
see-
all the stabby in and we'll add it up when we're done.
You see, the thing is that you guys forgot. I keep forgetting that I do have vampire blood in me, and I have yet to touch cold steel or a holy relic in this whole campaign. So this is the first time I'm gonna touch some shit. Some shit's gonna happen. I don't know if it's gonna be good or not, but it's gonna happen. So
Go for it.
this is gonna hurt. I'm going to reach in because apparently we do have the. Do we have any cold steel with us right now? Or no?
I
don't believe
believe only Zakea found access to cold iron, and I don't think she shared
I
it.
did not rob the hunters. I know where it is, but it didn't seem like a good idea for the puka to go into the hunter's storehouse and take everything. As funny
Fair
as it
enough. Fair enough. So what I'm going to do then, I am going to take out the sword, a sword that I have, hid it underneath my my cloth, and then I'm gonna run, and I'm going to jump, and I'm going to swing at the head while in midair. So when I land at least a couple of meters away from the body. So yeah, and that's it.
Arky sweat.
Okay. Give me
Okay.
dexterity plus melee.
Is there anything we can do to help him? Like if I invoke the weird or something like that to make him look more intimidating?
This isn't really about Mercutio being intimidating. It's just about him murdering the fuck out of this guy.
Okay. Is
I'm
there
trying.
anything we can do? Like, can I tell him to murder him with name
Ooh.
or something like that?
1, Two,
Yeah.
3. Gotta reroll these.
Well, I mean, he's already rolled, so.
Oh, okay.
4. Oh, that's 4 successes
Okay.
out of 6 done.
All right. He is very distracted by that fact that he's on fire. So go ahead and roll damage for me.
Which
so-
die do I roll? That's 4. 4-sided die.
So I'm looking up a sword right now. No, you're still going to be rolling d10s.
Okay,
So
just let me know.
yeah, he's not wearing armor.
Of course, he has cloth. I'm feeling that this shit is going straight to the nape of the neck. Just
Heads will
Alright.
roll.
Yeah, so I can't find a sword immediately. So take it's a really nice sword. So take 3 extra dice, and then how many successes did you?
I had 4 successes
Okay, so roll 7 dice.
right now. Okay, so I will roll.
Come on, Mercutio.
Big numbers. Big numbers.
1, 2, 3. Ooh, that's a 10. So I gotta reroll
Oh,
that.
shit.
4, 5. Oh shit! Actually, damn, I got every.
Does he
I got
reroll
every.
tens?
I got every success on that roll, and I still have to roll 2 more.
Oh
God.
shit!
Hold on.
Oh my god!
Okay, I didn't get successes on those, but I have to reroll
Man,
one.
these poor vampires are going to be terrified of changelings. Don't
Okay.
fuck with changelings. They're like
That-
these murder chaos machines.
That's 6 successes. I don't know what that means for him. I think he's dead.
Uh, yeah, the fire probably already did some ag for him. So, yeah, you just like leap up through the air. You're a total badass. Just like cleave him the head right off and just like murder one of the title characters of the World of Darkness.
Yeah,
And
get
literally
fucked.
while I'm doing this, I'm cleaving him. I look behind me. I got this one, Alaspa!
Yeah,
Just a big
okay.
thumbs up.
Or the
Slow motion
Byzantium
thumbs
version
up.
of a thumbs up, as in, we got this.
Yeah,
I don't know what they gave in Byzantine times to mean this. I know that it, but I'm sure they had an equivalent gesture of cheeky
Yeah.
mission accomplished.
I would like my men that are with us to now be at the doors. Hold the doors, do not allow anyone else in.
Okay. So you see like the vampire's just head just gets totally separated from his body. And then as you watch, uh, you've all been around the block. You've seen dead bodies. You've seen decomposing bodies. It just decomposes into dust. And pretty much all that's left is a pile of mildly burning clothes and a skull with fangs.
Loot take.
And so you see the Emperor just sort of like slump down, and you see relief on him. I love it, Rob. You just see relief on his face. Like, that
Wait, Rob,
creature.
did you draw that now?
I did not.
No, that's too good for Rob's drawings.
I can't draw that.
Sorry, I
can't draw.
interrupted.
That's okay. So you see the Emperor sort of collapse with relief, and he says, that creature had more influence over me. That's gone now. And I have you to thank.
He smokes it.
Yeah.
This was entirely Milady's plan all along.
I love how
That-
the way this elder vampire, this incredibly important character in the World of Darkness, dies as he just stumbles into the room, and then just gets mugged by some changelings.
Yep.
That happens.
It's so
So-
good.
So, what else would you like us to do for you?
You've done so much already.
The opposite of the normal world of darkness.
I'm sorry, say that again, Panda?
This is completely the opposite of the regular world of darkness, when usually changeling are kind of squishy.
Yeah.
The stories the other vampires are going to tell about not messing with changelings because they set you on fire for fun.
And so you asked the Emperor, what else can we do for you? And he just sort of, I don't know, I have no right to ask anything further. My nephew, I suppose. But you, and so he looks at the pile of just vampire ash and says, that thing kept the city prisoner for generations.
What was he telling you to stop? He said you must stop, and then we set him on fire and chopped his head off. What was he telling you to stop?
I realized not long ago that whatever he claimed to be the Archangel Michael, I realized, because of you, my lady, that he was not holy in any way. for me to stop ignoring him, stop discounting his counsel?
Yes. Well, let us attempt to stop these crusaders from pillaging and ravishing our city. And
If,
you support us.
I would be a fool not to.
Excellent. I would just have you man the area. Are we going just to the outskirt of the wall?
Yeah, so the cool thing about Constantinople is that it's got these like oh no, Rob okay, Rob's back. All right. So, the cool thing about Constantinople is that it's on a peninsula. So, all three sides by water. So, they have the opportunity to concentrate all their land-based architecture into just like these ginormous fuck off walls.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, then I would say man the walls, and we will do our best to keep as many as possible out.
Are we going to ask him to pray for a miracle?
You can still pray, yeah.
Okay.
On
Yeah.
the wall. You can come on the wall as well.
The population to
Yes.
follow suit.
Let's do a miracle.
Okay.
The second
Yeah.
one of the night after killing an elder vampire.
Yeah, pretty much. One-shotting an elder vampire.
Two-shotting. I set him on fire.
Yeah, the fire helped. But yeah,
Fire
no, that was pretty epic.
Was.
This is actually really badass character that you guys just murdered.
Yeah. I once did a live stream the game with the Primogen, and one of the plot points was this guy was on like a yacht.
Shit.
That we all and my character was a moron who wanted to try to diablerize him. Didn't work out, but I lived, so I'm happy.
I know Mary the Black somewhere is like. Oh. Anyway, so you bring the Empire with you to the walls. It's coming on dawn by the time you reach the walls. And so the sun is sort of like coming up just over the horizon, and there's activity in the Crusader camps, and you can see like, oh, there's a lot of soldiers here, like a lot. But
Lot.
you know, I'm sorry, Rob.
That's a lot.
Yeah, like it's better now that you got rid of the Venetians, but it would still be difficult for Constantinople to defend against the people here.
Unleash the sovereign, I guess. Let me go find a pair of gold-painted giant wings and a halo made of tinsel.
Well, I have my bangles of glamour that I got from our
hair and makeup team.
Hair and makeup? But no. I guess, yeah, let's unleash.
Okay. So, for unleashing, so you're gonna unleash your sovereign.
Is there anything I could do as an assist with my glamour?
I mean, you could also try unleashing if you wanted.
I don't have powers that would be good for this. I have Wayfarer and Dragon's Ire, and neither one would help.
How dramatic would it be if I were to just bring a random storm by unleashing Skycraft?
Yeah, you could try that too.
Yes, like, I can tumble and stuff, but I think I'm better finding my Mary Magdalene costume and just doing announcing.
Yes, you can definitely be the carnival busker and be like, "Hey, everybody, look what's up here! Look what's going on! You want to pay attention? Wake up!"
I think it would actually be even more effective, given that they're willing to go in and try shopping in the city, and they haven't quite gotten to sack the city yet. If I went out and did the tumbling in advance to make sure everyone was paying attention to the miracle that's coming.
Okay. Yeah, you'd probably want to be doing this out in the camp. So
Yeah.
there's a whole bunch of like little tents and bivouacs and etc. there. Yeah, you can like roll through the camp and like wake
Dis-
all the lazy soldiers up.
distributing snacks and talking about how awesome it is.
Yeah,
So
okay. All right. Uh, so you managed to get more soldiers awake and out and active than would normally be. All right, Harry, was there something that you wanted?
prayers.
I'll help out and unleash if it doesn't seem like our miracle's working all that well.
Okay. Rob, is there anything that Mercutio wants to do right now?
I want to help Alaspa out in his quest because we're buddies.
Yes, so if I unleash my storm thing, just hold me down so I don't get blown off the walls by a gust of wind.
Yeah.
To be
Okay,
honest, if
you're a
can't hold
troll.
yourself
You can
down
hold
given your
yourself. Like,
size,
Buddy, I
he's
got
not
4
going
dots
to
in
help.
Skycraft, or do I have 3? I need to check my character sheet, but...
Okay.
I would allow that I think a satyr would be naturally better at knots than a troll.
Yeah.
well,
Okay.
if anything, we'll tie you down and we'll bolt you down to the ground and to any surrounding buildings, so you don't fall away.
Airborne
Okay.
trouble.
To be fair, if I
So-
get blown away, you guys are all fucked.
Probably.
All right. So Tori, first step to unleash. State what you want to accomplish.
I want the Catholics to see that our religion is at par or better than what they were.
Okay. Simpler than that. You could just say like, I want to appear as an incarnation of the Holy Spirit.
Sure. I want
Okay.
to be the incarnation of the Holy Spirit. That sounds fine for me.
All right. So you're gonna have to spend 2 points of glamour. You must add 1 to your nightmare rating.
I think I got 3 bangles, so I'll just spend 2 of those.
Okay. So roll a number of dice equal to your glamour rating plus your nightmare rating, which I believe your nightmare rating is now 2 because this is the
Yes.
second time you've unleashed.
Yes, it is
Okay.
2. Do I add, since I did not spend that glamour before, do I add the 3 glamour that I had with the bangle? Or is it whatever glamour I have right now?
Yeah, so the glamour that you expend is sort of the energy that you're putting into this magical working. And then you're rolling your permanent glamour plus your nightmare to sort of reflect how good you are at channeling it.
Okay.
I mean, if it unleashes, last time you lost control of it, it went great.
Yeah, not great. So I have 5 plus my nightmare is 7.
Mm-hmm.
And is the success the same?
Yep.
Ooh.
Let's not get a botch.
Yeah,
I got-
it's normally 7, but this is pre-shattering, so okay, give me a minute.
Yeah, I only got 2 success that one.
Okay. So let me see. That is actually a good thing, because how many dots of sovereign do you have?
I have 4.
Okay, if you rolled more successes than you had in the art, you would have lost control. But
What I did last time.
yeah, but you managed to retain control for this one. So, your Fey meme becomes visible. Everyone looking at you sees pretty much the elven princess, elven queen. And of course, they don't really have legends about elves, so they immediately assume that you are some sort of. I mean, they're correct in assuming that you're a magical being. They just don't know how to properly interpret you. They just know that you're beautiful and you radiate power, and in keeping with your sovereign, you just sort of emit this halo. And so you see all the crusading soldiers just sort of like fall to their knees. And so, what do you say?
You have succeeded in your mission. You may go home and rest. Oh, I thought Harry had to say
I was
something.
gonna say, tell them they're forgiven if they go home.
Okay. You are forgiven when you retreat home.
Are you gonna convince them to convert?
Our patriarch has forgiven you and washed you of all sin.
Sure. Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Patriarch has
Stab
forgiven you when you go home and fulfill your bodily needs of hunger and
Okay.
thirst.
Okay. Uh, so there's this almost as like a shockwave as people are witnessing this, and they've been sort of primed to believe it because they've heard rumors about what you accomplished, months and months ago. And so they start talking about how Constantinople is obviously a very holy city. Uh, the Pope excommunicated us, but the Patriarch will forgive us. And because you're changelings and because you have an innate sense of emotion, you can sort of sense all effort, like any sort of like anger or fury, just sort of vanishes. You saved Constantinople!
Oh yeah.
Yay!
We did
Somebody
something
better go
right
tell the
for
patriarch he has to go forgive and I don't know, rebaptize several thousand people.
Yeah,
Dunk them in the ocean. That'll do the trick.
there's still like a lot of there's still a lot of tension over food because they're
You
still
get a
hungry.
baklava. And
I'm
you
sorry?
get a baklava. And you get a baklava.
Yeah, well, a lot of them are now a lot more willing to sell their like armor and weapons and buy food there. Yeah, I gotta figure out the historical ramifications of spontaneous mass conversion. So that's gonna be really cool.
That's fun.
And you
Uh,
get a baklava. And you get a baklava.
so yeah, you killed Michael, who wasn't gonna survive this anyway, but now he's no longer diablerized by someone else. Micah Vicos will reunite with you briefly. He says that his mission with the vampire named Lucita that was a success, and he thinks he has a new ally. Uh, yeah, he's extremely impressed that you just randomly murdered Michael.
I told you,
It
I'm a
happens.
servant of Mary Magdalene. What did you expect?
Changelings aren't always what they seem.
Yeah, so this is the final episode of this season. You managed to save the city. You all managed to not die. Uh, how do you envision your life going this particular incarnation from here on out?
Is it okay if I start?
Yeah, go for it.
Alasfa, I think, is gonna maybe try to go legit, if that makes sense. Like, he's gonna use his new inroad with the Emperor to maybe find a position, some kind of military position or leadership something, so that he doesn't really have to live in the shadows much anymore. And I think he's gonna spend the rest of his mortal life in Constantinople. If he can, if the assassins don't decide that you can't leave and,
Yeah,
make him have to go all John Wick on him.
Yeah, your associate Noor pretty much figures out that you are not suitable for promotion.
Yeah.
You would not take to the embrace well at all.
He would not survive it. I mean,
I
Noor
mean,
would not survive it. I'd kill him.
No one would survive it. Don't
Yeah.
put him in the mountain.
yeah, Noor is smart enough to figure out like, not a good candidate. So as long as you just sort of don't talk about your experience with the Hashashin,
Yeah, snitches get
don't
stitches,
betray
man.
them. Yeah, yeah, they'll let you go and be like, all right, you did good. You would be a shitty Assamite, so goodbye.
Probably excellent to have some influence in the Byzantium court who's going to be positive towards them.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's an opening for director of the Navy.
Wonderful.
We bring in this Berber consultant.
I may or may not have put the previous, may or may not have shipped the previous director of the Navy to England.
Yep.
This season has been wild. I love it.
Yeah.
I love if you
Had a lot
are
of fun running.
the director of the Navy that you have a giant whale in the background. You're like,
Oh yeah.
I was prepared. I wanted this sperm whale to represent what I want.
Yeah, I've had this print in my room for 17 some odd years, and
Finally.
And
but
you're
I knew
only
it was gonna
19
lead up-
some odd years.
Yeah, but okay. So what about the rest of you?
Mercutio, what do you do?
Oh. Well, I've been thinking of a Mortal Kombat-esque type ending for Mercutio. So Mercutio would be staying. So okay. After the battle and the Crusaders have been gone and vanquished, Mercutio decides to rise upon the ranks of the Assassin until one day he meets a beloved, beautiful prostitute named Delilah, when he chooses to bed her and decides to be in charge of the Assassin in the background while grooming his new child to be the leader of the Assassin. Now, Mercutio and Delilah both run the Assassin as not only a pair, not only lovers, but equals.
Okay.
Bam.
Yeah, you can you can split off and form your own assassin organization.
Oh, hell yeah. The Mama and Papa Assassin set.
Yeah, yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, that would actually be really cool. An order of Byzantine, Constantinople
Very assassins.
assassins. Yeah. So that'll be fun. Panda, Rosa,
Me to go?
either one.
Sure, I'll go. I would think that because Rosa was such a muse to the Emperor, that she would be staying with the Emperor. And does he have a wife and everything?
He does have a wife.
Shit.
I mean,
So
he
you're
could.
immortal, so it's a little easier if you don't marry him.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely something of a trophy to him, and I feel as though I'm very easily to influence him, and I feel as though I have the power of Constantinople within my life, and I of course bring my freehold back from their vacation, and I would think that we would expand and really flourish in Constantinople.
Yeah, that sounds great. You become the power behind the throne, and the changelings are great. You will end up losing your freehold in 1453, because that is when the city falls to Ottoman invaders.
Okay.
But that frees you up to become a pirate.
Hell yeah.
Well, and I would think that I don't know within that time, but I feel like I have to do some pretty shitty things. So
I mean, if you're the power behind the throne, I mean, every political leader is a war criminal, so sure.
That's how it goes.
pretty shitty things that might change me from Selly to unselling.
I think
Yeah.
Alaska might remain Sealy.
Alright.
Okay.
Because that makes sense.
All right,
Nikea,
Panda.
having liberated the laundress into a life of sordid crime through the sewer gangs, where I imagine they will put a genuine oracle to good use, if not necessarily the life the poor girl expected.
Oh,
Um,
she's gonna be embraced into the Nosferatu.
that seems like a good fit for the poor thing. It's terrifying.
Yep, that was the secret behind your contact.
Yes, I got that out of character. As far as I'm concerned, Empress Theodosia, the Night Empress, rules the streets.
Yeah, so during the actual sacking of Constantinople, they got a sex worker and put her up on the holy throne where she was singing like bawdy tavern songs as just like the ultimate power play.
It's kind of
That
dope,
was gonna
honestly.
Yeah, that was gonna be her. But now, yeah, now she's the queen of the night.
And I feel that I have completed about all the necessary tasks in the community except for one. I'm going back to a kitchen of a certain monastery, and it's my job to watch out for these monks who have a tiny little bit of magic in a terrible place. This is the
Okay.
worst, most horrible, hellish place for dreams in the city, and it is my job to safeguard the dreams of these monks. So that I worked on the last hunter. I think I'm going to see if I can continue the cult of the Changeling Saint.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you managed to sort of file off the worst of their extremism.
I imagine that I'm eventually going to die a cat's death when someone decides that it's inappropriate to have a cat around the place. And it's going to be tragically young because cat, and it's going to be like somebody higher up is tired of a cat.
Hey, dark but appropriate.
Ends up in a sack in a lake somewhere.
Jesus H. Christ.
They got tired of all the kittens.
Yeah. Okay. That is an awesome way to wrap up. I'm gonna have to figure out what the ramifications are for the real world for the next season. Which so we're gonna be taking a week off, so we won't be airing next week, but we will be back in 2 weeks for Changeling Pirates. So we're gonna start off like normal, with a game 0 where we all just sort of talk about how you want your new characters to be. Also, I'm really bad at assigning experience points, but we had 14 sessions, so you should have 28 XP to spend,
Ooh.
plus another 5 for wrapping up the Chronicle tonight.
Hell yeah. 33 XP.
Yeah.
What were you said?
I'm sorry?
How much?
33 in total.
It's going to probably be a complete sheet rewrite for me.
Yeah. So you can move around your skills and your attributes. The things that you keep would be your glamour, your willpower, your nightmare, and your magic, because that's part of your fairy soul.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think I'm going to be a grump next go round.
That'd be cool.
Yes, I've been erring on the young side. I figure I'm going to be a successful pirate captain. I'm probably going to be older.
Awesome. So let's wrap out this week with let's talk a little bit about who we are and what we're up to, and plug our pluggables.
Question,
Rob,
real quick.
yes.
Oh, yeah. Question: is it possible that we could change our damn backgrounds?
It would depend on the background, but yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh no,
please.
I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah, it would
God
depend on
damn
the
it.
merit, but yes, you can change your backgrounds because your backgrounds are manifestations of your mortal connections.
Okay. And one last question.
Mhm.
That vampire blood that I drank, that's gone out of my system by now, right? Or is it still in my system?
Yes, you will think kindly. of Micah Vikos for a while, but death breaks the blood bond. So your new character, when your changeling soul incarnates into someone else, you won't have that anymore.
Got it.
That's
Okay.
good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, but as far as self promo, plugging your pluggables, Rob, you mentioned you had a bunch of cool stuff in the works. So why don't you go first?
Yes. So what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? You can catch me at official Rob Fury on all social media, as you can see right there. Um, yes. I am actually doing another D&D game with Dragon Humpers on Wednesdays and Sundays. So check us out at twitch.tv/Dragon Humpers, as well as I'm doing some great stuff with Cabin Fever Radio Novellas on Saturdays. We are doing right now. We're doing the Godfather event. Dramatic read over. We're on part 2, and we have the original Vengeance Turns, a radio drama that is out on podcast form on iTunes, Spotify, and on iHeartRadio. And on top of that, you could catch me and Tori at Bells of Fury, and you could catch us on our podcast at the Bells of Fury Experience, and you can catch us on all social media at Bells of Fury as well. And I'm exhausted, and I'm gonna send it back to you guys.
Okay, thank you so much. That's a lot that you're doing, so no wonder you're exhausted. All right, Tori, do you want to follow up with that? Because you got mentioned a couple times.
Yeah, no, we're definitely doing some things on the Bells of Fury website. We're also putting out some photos that Rob has taken of me and I have taken of him on our Instagrams, and he's always at official Rob Fury. I'm at Tori Clark _ boss mode. I also have the Boss Mode Initiated, which is a mindfulness podcast that's not really nerd related, but just like becoming the best you can be to, push forward to what you want to do and to achieve it. And yeah, I do some anime podcasts as well, but in general, like that's what I'm doing right now.
Awesome. All right, so Panda, how about you?
Well, things have been continuing pretty much as they have been. The Canada at Midnight Modern Brave New World Chronicle is launching on August 1st. I'm running the first Vancouver game, which, due to pandemic, this one will be Discord based and is an opportunity to try out some of the details that you probably want to start thinking about your character now. By the way, there's never been a better time to do travel games than when we're all online anyway, so it's a good time to check out what the people are like and whether you'll get along before you have to invest. With Canada at Midnight, we now have Dark Ages and we have Modern. We're going to have Changeling coming up as soon as the BNS book is actually out, so that we're not doing any sort of weird patching that will change later. And you can always find my regular pandemic pinups. I've been doing them about once a week on my Instagram at Vepples, as well as an inordinate quantity of muffins is what I've been doing lately.
Awesome. All right, last but not least, Harry. Tell us a little bit about who you are, what you're up to.
Yes, hi, I'm Harry. I do a bunch of stuff. You can find me on YouTube at the Salubri Cat, where I have my show Controlled Chaos, and occasionally I do little micro essays, micro video essays. It's been months. I need to do another one because I have a few ideas, but it's been a while. I also have another show. So I have 2 shows on that. Controlled Chaos, which is a Wrath and Glory Warhammer 40k actual play. A lot of fun. Crazy, but fun. Then I run that one. Then there's another one that my friend runs called Violet Cove, which is a Monster Hearts 2 actual play. And it has been doing very well. You should totally check it out. It's every Wednesday from 3 to 5 Eastern Time. We have so much fun doing it. It's just all around great. You can find me on Twitter at Harry_Wyckoff. I also do the Saratoga by Night podcast. That's on all podcast platforms. We're on hiatus now, but that will be ending soon. So yeah.
Hey, awesome. I am your humble storyteller. My name is Rachel. I'm Stolen Fires pretty much everywhere. I've got a lot of projects currently that I'm working on. Nothing has come out yet. I'm doing some stuff with Technocracy Reloaded. I get to write one of the or contribute to one of the supplements. Working with Mighty Narwhal on their Mora stuff, and yeah, I'm gonna have a whole bunch of stuff to hype up pretty soon. So, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for following this season, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye, people.